Gavin from Tower here again. I'm just going to take you through another change that we've added in the 3.32 retailer update. And that's what we call kitchen dockets or tag dockets. So really what that is a way of printing dockets to a specific printer when specific items are purchased. So for instance, a couple of use cases are for kitchen printing, where you want to print a meal or a coffee or something to go to a specific printer that is in the kitchen or in your barista area. A second use case for it could be if you're in a landscape yard or something like that, where you want to have bulk goods loaded into vehicles. So you could take the payment at the counter for the items, do the sale, collect the money, and then a special receipt would print to that printer in the kitchen or in the landscape yard for the workers to then either make the coffee, make the sandwich, or load the car with the particular mulch or fertilizer or whatever that the customer's purchased. So let's go through how we set that up. So the first thing we need to do is to set the tags up, because the way this is done is all done by tagging the specific items with it. So I'm going to add a tag in here, and I'm going to call it yard. I'm going to make it look nice and just give it a capital there. Then I'm going to click on the plus sign, and I'm going to add that in, and that tag's now added into the system. Now I've got a tag types tab here. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to scroll to the bottom, and I've just added my yard tag, and I'm going to change the tag type on this to printing. So now that's a printing tag as opposed to a stock tag for a normal item. So I'm going to save that now. And now I need to assign it to a stock item before I can go and print that out. So I'm going to go into my stock screen. And I've got my item here. So I've got my pine bark mulch item here. I'm going to go to tags. Across the top there, so tags and web link groups, and I'm going to go to the bottom, going to find my yard one. I'm going to add that to the tag list for that item and click on save. So that item's now being tagged with that. So we've got one last step we need to do before the tag dockets for printing, and that's setting up the report mapping for these particular dockets. So if we go into setup and then point of sale, and then we can go into terminals and then to report mapping. And I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. You can see I've already added two tag dockets in here. So I've got one for the kitchen and one for barista. So I'm going to add my third one in now. And I'm going to call that. I want to select the type as being a tag docket. And the tag I'm going to pick is yard. I haven't got a printer attached, so I'm just going to preview it. But in here you would pick any printer. So any printer that's installed on there will appear in this list. So you could have a printer that is in your landscape yard or a printer that's in your kitchen. And you just need to select that printer from the list here, and that will print to that specific printer. And I just pick the template style. So you can have different template styles for each different type. You don't really need it, because as you'll see in a moment, they are identified. So I'm going to close that now and go into point of sale now. And I'm going to sell some of these items. So I've tagged these items here, the two coffees, as being going to my barista. I've got a brand muffin. That's just a normal stock item that I'm going to sell. But doesn't need anything done to it. I just need to get it out of the fridge, so I don't need a specific docket for that one. And I've got my toasted sandwich, and I've got my pine bark mulch. So I'm going to sell all of those items now. And what you can also do, which is a new change in this update as well, is I can click on this particular item, and I can add an item note to it. So I'm going to say in the flat white that I want 2 sugars. So click on OK, and on the toasted sandwich, I'm going to say extra cheese. And you can see those items appear there next to or underneath the line that we've chosen. All right, so I'm happy with that sale now. So I'm just going to end that sale. Now it's asking me for an order number. Now you could write into that a particular car registration number if you wanted to, if it was to be loaded into a car. You could write in black jumper if it's for a person in a black jumper. Or you can just leave it blank as well. So I'm just going to leave it blank. And what it will do is it will generate its own order number and put that on the receipt. So I'm just going to pay cash for that one. So the first receipt that will print out will be the receipt for the all of the items. So I've got the coffees on there with the 2 sugars. I've got the toasted sandwich with the extra cheese, and I've got the mulch. So that one's all great. And that one would have printed to my standard docket printer. Next one is for the baristas. So I've got that would have printed now to the printer that you've set up at your barista station. And you can see there it's assigned an order number 137. So it's got the coffee, flat white, 2 sugars you've got there, and then it's got the other coffee with the flat white there. Great. Next one is going to be my kitchen docket. Again, order number 137. So so it's easily identifiable, but that would have printed whatever order number we typed in there. And you can see I've got the toasted ham and cheese sandwich there with extra cheese. And then the next one is the yard. So you've seen on all of those dockets there, the top one is printed with what the actual tag is. So again, that one's printed to my yard printer. So then I've got all 3 of them, all done, all printing to the specific locations. We've got the order number there so we can tell the customer, and then everyone's aware and everyone knows what jobs they're to do next, and that is working well. So yeah, that's all in that brand new update 3.3.2. If you've got any other questions, just let us know. Thank you.